If your shoulders hurt, if lifting your arms overhead feels tight or painful, or if someone has already mentioned surgery to you, stay with me for a few minutes, because a single habit, 30 seconds at a time, 3 times a week, very nearly made shoulder surgery obsolete for a group of patients. And I have now tested it on myself for over a year. In this video, I'm going to tell you what actually happens after I practice dead hangs for a year, what works, what doesn't, and how to do this safely and consistently. No heroics, no gym mindset, simple body maintenance that just works if you let it. Hi, I'm Paavo. I'm an anthropologist, and this channel is my take on exercise and the fitness industry. I'm interested in what they not, a long time horizon. If you want practical movement habits that preserve your mobility and options over decades, you are in the right place. Most people live with shoulder pain for years because it doesn't fully stop them. You can still swim, still lift, still function. You just hurt, so you adapt. You learn to live with it until one day you can't. I did that too. I had chronic shoulder pain whenever I lifted my arms overhead. Even gentle movements like Radio Taiso would set it off. Swimming freestyle was especially bad. I once swam across Sun Moon Lake with those shoulders. I finished, but it was not a happy swim. What fascinates me is how we tolerate these small, or sometimes not so small, persistent pains. They don't immobilize us, so we don't fix them. We excuse ourselves with the lack of time or chalk them up to age. And that is a little tragic because once the pain is gone, you realize how unnecessary it was to live like that. Dead hangs changed my life completely by making it pain-free. So, what is a dead hang? You hold on to a bar and you let your body hang, really hang. Your hands grip, but everything else should be as relaxed as possible. You let gravity do the work. Your shoulders take your weight. No shrugging, no pulling, no trying to be strong, not even the slightest lift. This sounds simple, but it is surprisingly humbling at first. I could barely manage 20 seconds when I started. Now, why would something this basic have such a dramatic effect on shoulders? This is where Dr. John Kirsch comes in, and he deserves full credit. Dr. Kirsch is an orthopedic surgeon, not a fitness influencer, not a YouTube personality, a surgeon who spent decades repairing broken joints. But his discovery did not come from his practice. It came from his own shoulder problem. One day he had an epiphany while looking at his two boys swinging from a bar like monkeys, and he couldn't. If you want to be able to use your arm for overhead activity, you must use the arm for overhead activity. As he wrote in his book, I reasoned that if I could reshape and strengthen my shoulder anatomy by hanging, I might be able to avoid surgery. He was successful in this, and subsequently he was proven right. The CT scans taken while the arm is overhead confirms that hanging reshapes the spaces inside the shoulder joint. In that position, the shoulder literally reorganizes itself. He then did something that shook his profession. He gave patients who were already scheduled or advised to have a surgery a simple hanging protocol. Out of 92 patients, 90 did not need surgery anymore. That is not a marginal improvement. That is a complete reversal of fortunes for these people. Dr. Kirsch documented this work in his book, including imaging, patient outcomes, and very clear explanations of who this helps and who it does not. If you want the full medical detail, this book is the place to go. A video can only sketch an outline. The core idea is simple. Hanging decompresses the shoulder joint, restores space for tendons, and allows the rotator cuffs and surrounding tissues to move the way they were designed to move. Our closest living relatives, chimpanzees and bonobos, hang and swing daily. Their shoulder anatomy is almost identical to ours. We stopped hanging, and our shoulders paid the price. Dr. Kirsch also makes a deeper point that I find very insightful. If you don't use a movement, especially overhead movement, you don't just lose strength, you lose structure. Most people treat fitness like a short project. This is why in 10 years' time they wake up with less choice. They lose the ability to get up from the floor, to travel comfortably, to play with their kids or grandkids, and often end up reliant on meds or expensive and ineffectual procedures. My course is designed to stop that slow narrowing of choices. It gives short, sensible routines you can easily fold into daily life, plus a community that keeps you honest. If you want to keep your future options open, join the beta. Early members get direct feedback and priority access to future materials. And now back to our regular programming. And here is where his story becomes personal and to me genuinely moving. In his 70s, Dr. Kirsch suffered a complete rotator cuff tear, the kind of injury that almost automatically leads to surgery. He did not have it. He followed the same principles he had studied and prescribed. He regained full function. His take on it? Human body has built-in redundancies. Backups. It is more adaptable than we give it credit for, especially if we stop interfering and let it do its job in the position that it's supposed to be working. So, how does it all hash out in practice? First, you do not need to hang for minutes at a time. According to Dr. Kirsch, 30 seconds total, 3 times a week, is enough to get the benefits. Second, you do not need to hang with your full body weight. You can support yourself with your feet. You still get the joint reshaping effect without overloading tissues that are not ready for it. Third, if you don't have a bar, you improvise. Stairs, a sturdy door, a doorway bar. The body does not care about gym equipment. Think of this less like training and more like braces for your teeth. You are not forcing strength. You are taking a long view and patiently restoring alignment. Dr. Kirsch's full protocol also includes light weights to restore strength to the rotator cuff and arm lifting muscles. I'm not doing these. I got other stuff that covers that, but again, the book is your source for these. Now my experience. Most of my shoulder pain was gone within a week. Remember, this was something that was with me for years, and within 2 weeks it was gone completely. I stayed with the practice, irregularly, I'll admit, and my shoulders have been pain-free ever since. The beginning can be very humbling. Expect that. You might feel weak, you might feel awkward. That does not mean it's not working. And a word of warning, it's important, so listen up. Dr. Kirsch knows that discomfort or even pain are common. I mean, you're reshaping the joint. It's like surgery, but in little installments that allow your body to mold and adjust to the right form. But you need to be discerning. Adjust your position, adjust how much weight you allow your arms to support. You should feel some instant relief after a session, and it should not be making anything worse. When I did this, I felt discomfort, but not pain. Remember, there is no prize for pushing through sharp signals that your body is clearly giving you. Also, pay attention to the dead part of the hang. Your chest cannot expand fully, breathing is shallow, which is normal. Relax into it. And one more thing, this is not a panaceum, which means a miracle cure. There are shoulder conditions this will not fix. It is not a replacement for all medical care, but for many people, it gently heals years of chronic pain and very often prevents surgery. The verdict on this exercise is simple. Given our anatomy, hanging is not optional if you want healthy shoulders. It is maintenance, like brushing your teeth. This is not something to crush. There is nothing to conquer here. There's just your body and whether you treat it with patience or aggression. 30 seconds, 3 times a week, easy does it. DSY. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.